What's up, YouTube? Drew here, and you are in my shop with this beautiful 2011 Toyota Prius 4. It's one of the ones with the natural leather seats and this beautiful navigation and backup camera combo. Very importantly, that is E7022. That's the JBL unit here, and it's extremely common that these stop responding to touch. It's going to cost you at least $800 or $1,000 to have this all replaced with a used part, which will probably end up with the same problem. I'm here today to show you, at the time of recording in very late 2024, the cost was only $23 for what's called the digitizer. Now, that's not the screen. It is the clear piece of glass that sits over it and detects touch. It's going to seem extremely intimidating when I show you exactly what needs to be done, but hang in there, watch this entire video a couple times. You got this. If I could do it, you could do it. I understand I do this stuff every day, but I started out once too, and you know, I would not consider this a particularly difficult job. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to hold, it's a good amount of time. I mean, probably, I don't know, 10 seconds or so. You're going to hold the close eject button. And then when you let it go, it does this. And it's going to pop out your nav DVD. Now, I very specifically, and we'll get into this later, I always set mine literally right there, and I'm going to use that spot to put these two very important screws. By the way, you notice my flashlight sits there like that. It shines perfectly into the area where we're going to work. But you see there's a Phillips screw right there, and there is one right there. Start by taking those out. You might want to play with the tilt and the telescope with the steering wheel, and that's just a, you know, a standard Phillips head screwdriver to get those out. The screws out, you could see, and we'll go over this more later, but there's like a neck, and that neck needs to be, you need to pull these ears off of that neck. The reason for that neck, again, we'll cover it more in depth later, but that's so the screw could be tight and and still allow this to pivot. So you're just going to kind of pry this guy that way and lift up on this corner, and then it should all slide out that way, and you'll be out of that bracket. By the way, make sure to, I store my DVD up on the dash when I do this, and I put those two really important little screws, which also kind of have, well, they're special for that purpose, so make sure you don't lose them. That's how I don't lose mine. Find it extremely helpful to have a flashlight here for this part, but once you got those screws undone, and you know, you got to kind of pry those ears where the screws go through apart, you could lift it up like this and look ahead a little bit if you want to see how that cable comes out of there. But if you can see in this picture here, it's really hard to show you guys, but there's those black tabs that they pull forward to release that cable, but you should just be able to pull the cable out. Obviously, don't go nuts because there's a little pressure there from the locking mechanism, but it should be able to just come out without unlocking it. 6 screws, and they're very tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hold this back thing on. And when you open it, you're going to open it. So there's the barcode. You can read it this way. It's going to open this way. Like if it was the hood of a car, it's opening toward the windshield. This is the windshield. This is the bumper. And there are these tabs in here. Let me spin it around for you. And tabs here that you just got to get in here with like a plastic pry tool or even a straight blade screwdriver. Just be careful because this kind of snaps in, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, looks like 4 tabs on that side and 2 on this one. And again, make sure you use a good screwdriver because these are really tight screws. Skip ahead a little bit to watch what this looks like inside so you don't rip a cable. This ribbon is really weird. It has this loop that goes around the back of where it plugs in, so it can't just pull out. And then it has, you can see that raised metal right in the dead center of your screen, that metal bar. You've got to lift that up and then kind of basically lift up that loop so that can slide out of there. Not difficult, just weird if you don't know how to do it. There are 6 screws holding this whole board and screen assembly in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there it is, 6. And you need a good screwdriver. This one's awesome because it's got these rubber grips and it kind of rotates. This guy rotates and stays in your palm. You definitely need, I have these, you know, electronic screwdriver kits. Trying to go at this without this tool is like trying to shovel snow with your hands. You need the right tool. Definitely use that because those are really, really tight screws. So the wires that are here, you've got this antenna wire, it just pops off, and then there's this white thing here, and this guy slides right out. You've got this black, it's kind of like a mat, and it is stuck. I'll show you this screen here. There's like almost like a light glue around the outside, and it's stuck. Very easy to peel off, like nowhere near Gorilla Tape, a little bit stronger than a Post-it note. And you might have to get underneath this little tab right here with a screwdriver, like see how where my finger's almost going under there and there to just get those little pegs out, but it's very easy to take out. Finally, you're to adjust the screen, pardon the reflection, but as you see here, it literally just lifts right out of there. And then you would, take all the protective film off your new one, set it in there, and installation is the opposite of removal. Just take note, you'll see this, these brown tabs here. You could peel those off, or you need to peel those off, I should say, and that's glue for this guy to stick back on. One really helpful tip with this ribbon here, when you go to push it in, if that black tab thing that I showed you guys is out, it should slide in relatively easy. But what I always do is it needs to be in a 90-degree bend, but with a big radius. And the radius of a bend, like for example, the bend right there, I mean, that doesn't have any radius. That's just a straight up 90-degree bend, and that would destroy that ribbon. But if that ribbon comes in a 90-degree angle kind of around your index finger, so your index finger is behind it, your middle finger is underneath it to kind of hold it like this, and and then your thumb's on it, you could make just the right amount of force to push that in. And when I say force, I'm talking about like probably more than you would touch your eyeball with, but less than probably you would even touch like your television, your flat screen TV with. Not a lot of force, but a ribbon is floppy, so you can't get any just pushing it like this. Kind of wrap it around put your fingers on both sides of it, bend it at a 90, you got your thumb there, and just gently push it in there, and then take your pick again and get in there and just close that black tab from both sides. Easy peasy. So once you've done that, you could go ahead and put your map disc back in. And here is the absolute pinnacle of the video. You're going to close the screen. It's going to tell you there's no DVD for a second. And look at the way okay, so now we're going to just do that, and we're going to do that, and we'll hit, I guess we'll go to aux, or maybe we'll go to, we'll go to setup. Let's try that. We have a working screen. So for $23, and I mean, I really think that even if you're super nervous and this is your first time doing this, you could probably get through it in a couple hours, worst case. I mean, this is not even a half-hour gig for me. And again, I'm not special. I do this every day. And, obviously, this video is for entertainment purposes. If you're not confident about this, a lot of people watch my videos and say, well, gosh, I don't want to take that on. I'm not confident, but I know now what my mechanic has to do, and therefore I can't be taken advantage of. So that's a pretty broad spectrum. This video shows you how to do it, and it shows you what to expect and what you should be, charged if somebody else does it. So assuming that any of that is helpful or enjoyable or entertaining, please do give the video a thumbs up. The thumbs up's what tells the internet that it's good content. If you like the style of this video and you want to see more like it, please do subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. There's tons and tons and tons of Prius content on here. I'm going to make sure, maybe not initially, but I'll definitely make sure to put a bunch of links to other cool third-generation Prius videos in the description of this particular one. And hey guys, listen, I believe that if I could do it, you could do it. Hang in there. You got this. God bless you, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.